folks, and welcome to today's video. This is a quick one, just a continuation from my first video on the X-ray entry series, and I don't want that video to be too long and boring. So in this video, like I said in the last one, we are going to be just going through how you can estimate your comprehensive ranking system score, or your CRS score, so you can have a fair idea of where you stand based on the points that you receive for the X-ray entry, and then you know the places that you can work on, whether it's education, whether it's the proficiency tests or stuff like that. Okay, all right, so let's dive right in. So on the Google homepage, you just type in Canada CRS, press enter. Now in the search results, you'd notice that have comprehensive ranking system into bracket CRS tool. Now just make sure that the website says ircc.canada.ca so that you're sure you are on the actual IRCC website. Okay, let's click on that. It says comprehensive ranking system CRS tool, skilled immigrants, X-ray entry. So we're double sure we are on the IRCC website. There's a legal disclaimer here that is just to say that this tool is, for guidance and reference purposes. That's it. Now, scrolling down, I will tell you what the tool is about, helping you to calculate or estimate your CRS score based on the answers that you provide. Okay, it tells you that it's a points-based system that is used to assess and score your profile and rank it in the X-ray entry pool. It's used to assess your skills, education, language ability, work experience, and other factors such as age. Okay, we've already talked about this in my previous videos, so I'll put a link in this video as well, and you can check those videos out. Now it says use this tool if you're eligible for at least one X-ray entry program. So as we've talked about in my previous video, there are 3 different programs under X-ray entry. So it says if you qualify for one of them, then yes, you can use this tool to estimate your scores. Again, please watch my previous videos before watching this one, as that would make this one much easier to understand and follow. All right. So use it if you're eligible for one of the programs and if you have not filled out an X-ray entry profile, but you'd like to see what your CRS score might be if you do. Scrolling down, or you were invited to apply for permanent residence and want to see if a change to your profile may affect your CRS score. All right, because sometimes you might already be in the X-ray entry pool, but something changes, you get married, something changes, and then you want to check if that would affect your score. So yeah. All right, it says to get an invitation to apply, your CRS score must be above the minimum point score of your round of invitations. Into brackets, cut-off scores may vary each round. So we've already talked about this as well. So please, if you're getting a little confused, just watch my previous videos. It will help you understand this one quite well. All right, so for this test run, we're going to be using someone that's not married, that's about 30 years old, has only a bachelor's degree, and has never been to Canada, has never worked in Canada. They have a bachelor's degree, and basically that's it, right? So that would be a test person or sample person that we're going to be using. All right, so we say from question 1 says what is your marital status, so we say never married or single. So from question 1 it jumps to question 3. Now reason why is if we said married, then there'll be question 2 to provide information about the spouse, but just say never married or single. So question 3 says how old are you? Choose the best answer. If you've been invited to apply, enter your age on the date you were invited, or if you plan to complete an X-ray entry profile, enter your current age. So current age for this sample person is 30 years. Pulling down, what is your level of education? Enter the highest level of education for which you earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate, or had an ECA if you studied outside Canada. And the ECA must be from an approved agency in the last 5 years. So what this second bullet point means is that we've already talked about it, but let me just highlight that if you did not study in Canada then you need to have your qualification evaluated by either WES, ICAS, or other organizations that the IRCC works with, right? Now, mind you, it says it must be from an approved agency in the last 5 years. 5 years because when you get your evaluation done, it expires after 5 years. So if you do not create an express entry profile within the 5 years, you need to get a new evaluation done. That's it, right? If you schooled in Canada, there's a note here for that, but this person didn't, so we'll say they just have a bachelor's degree and that's it, right? They did not school in Canada. That's our sample person. Now, 4B says, have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? So for those that did, then they would need to make sure that they satisfy these requirements as well. But for a sample person, we say no. And then question 5, there's official languages, says Canada's official languages are English and French. You need to submit test results that are less than 2 years old for all programs under express entry, even if English or French is a first language. So what this means is that, basically everyone that's applying needs through the express entry needs to write the IELTS or the other tests. Even for those countries that have English as their first language. I know some people might say that's not fair, but yeah, that's just the rule. And also note that it says the results must be less than 2 years old. If you write your IELTS and your test results come out, you have an expiration date. If you don't create an express entry profile within 2 years, you need to retake the test. So I tell people, make sure that you're ready to go, and then you write the test results and just create your profile. So your test results less than 2 years old. For this test round, we'll say yes. Which language test did you take? Let's pick IELTS. It is IELTS general. There's academic and general. So we'll pick general, not academic. So speaking, let's put in the test scores, estimate them. Let's say this person gets 7.5. So 7.5 to 9 is on the same tier for speaking. So let's pick that. For listening, let's say they did 8.0. For reading, let's say they did another 8.0. For writing, let's say they did 7.5, but 7.5 to 9 is also on the same tier. So there you go. You have other language results. So again, I explained this in my previous video, how one of the ways that someone can boost their profile is, having another language test result. So let's say this person doesn't, so we'll say not applicable. Work experience. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? It must have been paid full-time or equivalent amount in part-time, And then it says, note, in Canada, the NOC, National Occupational Classification, is the official list of all the jobs in the Canadian labor market. It describes each job according to the training, education, experience, and responsibilities in bracket tier needed to work in the job. So I've already explained that in my previous videos. Please check it out. But, it must be in tier 0, 1, 2, or 3, right? So, remind you, this one says, 6I says skilled work experience in Canada. So this person hasn't been to Canada, our sample person. So we'll say none. And then I says in the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skilled work experience you have. So work experience from your home country now counts, and that's what you're gonna put here, right? And you remember in my previous video, I said, well, you need to have 3 years or more to get the maximum points for work experience. So 3 years or more. Again, note that here it says the same NOC tiers, category 0, 1, 2, or 3. Okay. There'll be a separate video on the NOC, so look out for that. Now, question 7, do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province, territory, or federal body? So this certificate of qualification just lets people work in some skilled trades in Canada, okay? So this person doesn't, we'll say no. And then question 8, additional points. Do you have a valid job offer supported by a labor market impact assessment? So do you have an LMIA job offer? That's basically what this is asking. If you remember one of my videos where I also mentioned getting a job offer as one of the ways where you can boost your profile. So these are the requirements that the job offer needs to satisfy before you can use it for express entry. Okay, make sure you read it as well. You say nope, this person doesn't, And then we scroll down, it says, do you have a nomination certificate from a province or territory? So I spoke about the PNP. If you did get a nomination, this is where you click yes, but let's click no for this sample test run. Okay, no. And then do you or your spouse have at least one brother or sister living in Canada who's a citizen or permanent resident? So if you have a relative here that satisfies these requirements, then yes, you could get extra points. Or if you come with your spouse and they do, you could get extra points. If not, that's a no. All right, so question 10 is the last one, and then you click on calculate your score. So your results load instantly, and you can get right in and check those results. All right, so all express entry candidates get a score of 1200 based on 1200 based on the 4 parts of the comprehensive ranking system formula. So it tells you the scores and all of that. Now it breaks it down. So for age, for someone that's 30 years, you get 105 points for age. For level of education, you get 120 points because they only have a bachelor's, right? So again, if you have a higher level of education, then this number will go up. For facial language, the IELTS, the English test, based on the results, this person got 133 points. Okay, so that's the only one. So 133, no second official language, so that's it. 0, no Canadian work experience. So here the subtotal is 358. Spouse, no spouse, so no points under spouse factor, so 0 points. And then skills, transferability factors, so official language proficiency and education, 25 points. Canadian work experience, 0. And then foreign work experience, maximum of 50 points. So you realize since we picked 3 years, we get the maximum. Okay, so you need 3 years of work experience or more. All right, so subtotal here is 75. That's good. And then additional points to a maximum of 600. It says, provincial nomination, job offer, study in Canada, sibling in Canada, French language skills, and all of that. So these are some of the ways through which someone can boost their profile. If they get a provincial nomination, a job offer, if they studied here, they have a sibling here, a relative here, that kind of thing. Or if they wrote the French test in addition to the English test, those are some of the ways, right? Okay, so we've come to the end. Now, at the end, adding all that up, the comprehensive ranking system formula grand total is 433 points. All right, so this is what someone that fits this profile would get for the express entry, right? In today's world, I would say this is a little bit low. It would be better if this person could increase it to minimum 450 and above. Yeah, that's what I would advise. Even 450 is quite tricky these days, but So play around with these factors to have a idea of what your score could be, and then this will also help you to know which areas you could improve. I hope this was useful to you. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.